What's going on, guys? I'm sitting down finally editing this video. I don't have any video from the day that I went to get it. That ended up being a super long day. And I just didn't have time or anything. I got some pictures. I'm going to put those in. I've done kind of a, you know, brief kind of walk around, kind of an overview of the car. And you know, we'll do a more in-depth one. As of right now, I can't drive the car or register it or anything like that because I'm waiting on customs paperwork. Allegedly, I did drive it 45 minutes home from where I work, but allegedly. So I'm going to come back at the end of this video after the walk around and everything and kind of answer some questions because I posted it a couple of places and people are like, why would you import this and yada, yada, yada. So I'll kind of get into my reasoning behind bringing it here and all that stuff. But in the meantime, just enjoy the video and I'll see you at the end. All right. So like I said, this is the truck. This is on our way to Brunswick to go down and get the Falcon. It's about a 5-hour drive. This was the first time I sat in it. So this is right after they gave me the keys and everything. And just super stoked to get it. These are all like the pictures that I've sent to my family and everything because they were all very curious about it. Just kind of, hey, I got it, yada yada. This trailer, I mean, it was super. It was a good like to have, but this car is lowered, so like luckily there was somebody there who I could borrow ramps from. Otherwise, I have no idea how I would have got it on the trailer. Just a lot of pictures. The guy I got the trailer from is one of my buddies. He runs a trailer rental business, so he wanted a bunch of pictures for his website. That's why there's so many of them. But shout out Angelo, appreciate it. Just more pictures. I was in here by myself. My brother-in-law didn't have a TWIC card, and I was not paying for an escort for him, so he had to wait down the street. And this was the picture I took to tell him, like, hey, I got it loaded. I'm still in the port in this picture, but hey, I'm on the way there. And this is the first place it went in the United States, and how fitting that it's at a TA truck stop / Waffle House, synonymous with Southern. Just a sticker that they put on the car gives the uh, the shipping number, tells you where it was leaving from, where it was going, and then where it's ending up. And here it is. So this is it here in Monroe, in my driveway. Uh, this is before I wash it. I kind of wanted to show, great cut there, how clean this car was for being on a boat for 2 months. I mean, really kind of highlighted how well it was taken care of and everything like that. Give you a real good look at that beautiful engineering that Ford Australia put in. And I'm not being sarcastic, unlike most of the internet. I do think it's a good looking car. But just kind of showing my wash bucket situation there. Volkswagen hanging out in the background. Um, so we're going to pop the hood. Obviously, 5-liter V8. It's got the little Tickford shield. That is loose at the moment because I wanted to see the belt, and it's got a belt squeak that I'm chasing, which I found, but it's just a pulley that I need to swap. Yeah, and kind of showing the belt's a little cracked. Beautiful thing about small block Fords is you can get parts from them anywhere. That's the pulley that's squeaking there. Ooh, sorry about that. Just showing the pulleys. That one looks like it got hot as hell at some point. Again, kind of going over at 198,000 kilometers. I mean, it doesn't have The valve covers aren't leaking. There's not a drop of oil anywhere on this thing. It was so well looked after, and so well sorted. I don't think those are headers. I'm almost positive they're not, but um, it's one of those weird looking exhaust manifolds. So we're going to take a step back, and this is where I go full boomer, vertical camera. Love it. FG XR6 turbo wheels. I think they look fantastic on the car. Um, and again, this has got the full Tickford kit, including the little sail panel thing, I guess you would say. It's on the back door. It comes with the door. Kind of looks like the winged feather things that are on like Goodyear symbols, or little wing things that Roman people used to wear on their shoes. Um, but in a second here, I'm going to go take a look down the side of this. The car was repainted like 3 years ago. I have pictures that I'll probably throw in at the end of this video. Um, but if you look down the side like I'm about to, there's not a dent, there's not a ding, there's not a scratch anywhere on this thing. It is so well sorted and so well looked after. We're going to go inside here. Again, kind of highlight. You're going to hear me say clean at least 1,000 times, but super clean seats. Sorry about that. Even the touch points, all of them, I mean, spotless. Nothing going on there. No rubbing, no like fading or anything. Just obviously the aftermarket radio. Here comes another fantastic cut here in a second. But luckily, I have a bam stock 1998 Ford Falcon radio. So, but when I sell it, obviously, that's a cool thing to have. If you're buying a car from halfway around the world, you've got the stock radio and you've got an aftermarket one that does Bluetooth and all that fun shit. And here, got the original books. Another fun cut coming up here in a second. Booyah. Owner's manual, highlighting the high performance situations you could find yourself in if you were to buy an AU. You could be driving through some water. So be on the lookout for that. Flipping through. What do we have? This is some sort of checklist for the instrument panel. I'm assuming when it was built. No idea what it means. Couldn't tell you, except that it was built on 12/11, 1998. So I was 7 years old when this car was built. Um, and again, there's your warranty and customer assistance guide. This is actually sort of cool. So genuine like 1990s Ford customer satisfaction pamphlet. Just so like it's so of the time there. If you needed advice, they told you how to get it. It's just what that page there says. Just one of those cool things to have. This car was sold by Mike Blewett Ford in Coffs Harbor. So if you live in Coffs Harbor or whatever, that's where this car came from. 1998. This thing rolled around the streets of Coffs Harbor. And just a remote. I've always thought these were super stupid. I've never understood why you have them. More random junk that was in there. There's a lock and lug that I have no idea what it goes to because that car does not have those lug nuts. Yeah, slam shut. Again, kind of highlighting how clean the inside is. In a second here, I think I'm going to have to use the next bit of audio. Kind of showing underneath the dash pad. He kind of glued it on, which I don't like, but it'll come off, and I get why they do it. Obviously, the Australian sun is you know, a mother to deal with, especially on plastics and everything like that. But it's not cracked and nothing underneath it, so that's good. I have no idea what I'm talking about here. Get up. There you go. All right. You got to talk yourself into it at my age. All right. This is something that I didn't think was that big of a deal. The guy kept telling me about it, but the dual spoiler on these cars is apparently super rare, and they only did it for the early ones, I believe. Could be wrong. Little third brake light there. Um, but it really does kind of set the whole back of the car off. So I'm super glad it has it. And kind of looking in the trunk back here, or boot, which is what the key fob says. Uh, Spare tail light only for the right side. So if anybody gets mad at me, please bust out the right tail light because I do have a spare. We're gonna flip this bad boy up. Another great cut. Full size spare, has all the tools, the jack, everything. I haven't checked to see if that's another FG rim. It'd be really cool if it was. Kind of showing no rust under here. Fuel pump access, I'd assume. Just super cool to have all that. Again, there's shit all in the back of the trunk because I haven't cleaned this out yet. Another great cut, I think, coming up. There you go. Kind of get a look at it. What a car. What an absolute masterpiece. Again, we're going to go in the back here. Same thing as everything else on this car. Touch points, no wear, nothing. Seats are perfect. Carpet, perfect. There are no floor mats or anything on this. So, crazy that, for a 27-year-old car, it's as clean as it is. Here comes a fantastic jump cut. All right. So, kind of the same thing. This is the only wear on any of the buttons right here. And I know that happened in shipping because it was not like that when the guy originally... I FaceTimed with him for, I don't know, probably an hour. And it was not like that. So that's one of those things that, if that's the worst thing that happened to it in shipping, I mean, fantastic. But we'll go ahead and turn it on. So it's got 190,130 kilometers on it. You can just, there you go. Now let me move that. I don't know if that's messing with the audio or anything. AC works great. Like I said, just a good clean Falcon. It's hot. It's about 90 degrees. There's a Capri. I'm going to wash this, clean it out, and we'll pick this back up inside. We'll talk about why I got this car and all that fun stuff. All right, guys. Why import a Falcon? Couple of reasons. Number one, they're cool. Number two, I've got two kids, two sons, 4 and 2, and they're starting to get into cars. And when you run down a list of the cars that we got here in the United States that were sedans with, V8s that were rear-wheel drive that had manuals, it's a super slim. As far as Ford goes, there's nothing. Maybe like an old SHO Taurus. That was about it as far as sedans, and that wasn't rear-wheel drive. So, at least I don't think. On the Chevrolet side or Holden, GM side, CTSVs, like you had those. I think GXP G8s you could get a manual. But other than that, I mean, that's pretty much it. Another thing is, it's different, but it isn't. So like, it's super different than anything that we got here in the States. However, all of the parts, it's still a Ford. So if the motor blows up, if the T5 does T5 things and it explodes, down here in the Southeast, if I throw a rock, I'm going to hit 4 small block Fords and 6 T5s. So finding parts for them, no problem. They're cheap, they're available. I'm super familiar with that. I've been a Fox body guy forever. I've torn apart a bunch of 5 liters, so no problem. Like I mentioned earlier, kind of plans for the car. I just want to drive it. I want to take it around, take my boys out. We'll go to some car shows. Just show people a cool thing that we did not get here in the United States, and kind of, highlight that, but also just build memories with my kids. If nothing else, the car ends up getting sold. Look back and go like, oh, hey, you remember that like weird Australian car Dad had? That was awesome. Something like that. But that'll about do it for this video. In the next one, I'm waiting on customs paperwork, like I said, so I can drive the car. So the next video, hopefully, I'll have it titled, I'll have it registered, I'll have all that, so that, I can take it for a drive and kind of, see what it does, all that. So that's the plans, and that'll do it for this one. So I'll see you guys on the next one.